Hey loves. Yeah. Should we talk about that before we talk about foundation? You saw my vlog yesterday. Clouds are moving. The clouds are moving, that's why the lighting is shifting. But yeah, you saw my vlog yesterday that I fell and hurt my hand. If you follow me on Instagram, which is probably linked somewhere up here, I believe, you know that I spent a decent amount of time trying to get it checked out. Thankfully nothing is broken, but it is sore, so I am on a bit of ibuprofen and strict instructions to ice it. And this looks worse than it is, but if I hold on to my ice pack, I can't use my hand, so I just use my ace bandage to tie the ice pack on. Yeah, we're not going to dwell on that too much, other than to say I'm grateful that I'm okay. I'm in a little bit of pain, but it could have been so much worse. I miss my vlogging camera for the fact that it's more than a camera to me, and it got shipped off to Canon, so I'm hoping that it A, comes back quickly, and B, is still under warranty, so I don't have to basically pay for a whole new camera. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on everything. Anyway, let's talk about foundation, shall we? Foundation. So I told you I would review the Covergirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation. This was one that my sister bought me in my Danny box, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link the video where I talk about all that good stuff down below. And so I've been testing it out. I did last week in the vlog, I told you that I did like a bit of first impressions and I really liked it. I wore it all week and I still absolutely adore it. It is super full coverage. I will insert a little demo of me putting it on this morning, or this afternoon, to show you what I mean. But it's super full coverage. The shade that I have is 905 Ivory, I believe. Yeah, Ivory it's called. When I looked on the website, it looks like what is 900 for us is 800 in the US, so like 905 is 805, but my shade is Ivory, or 905. And as you can see, it is pretty liquid when it goes on, but it is opaque. It shears out, not shears out, it blends out really nicely. And I find that with a primer, it doesn't emphasize my pores or settle into my fine lines or any of that kind of stuff. I do find though that it does oxidize on me, which is not a bad thing, because if you realized in the demo, it is very light on me. And so when it oxidizes, I feel like, so it's what I have on today, so I feel like once it's oxidized, it just, it sits nicely on my skin. And what's weird is that I'll show you, so this is my Illamasqua Skin Base in in SB07. We can only use one hand at a time. And this is the Covergirl. So if you can tell, they look like they're almost the same color. Like this one even looks actually a little bit darker. And the Illamasqua is a perfect match for me. So I thought that the Covergirl would be a perfect match. So it was strange when I realized that no, the Covergirl is a little too light actually. So the tip I always give when you're going to the drugstore, because very rarely do they have testers, is take like a tube of the foundation that you love and you use and it's a good color match, and then sort of compare. I would still do that, and then my advice for this foundation would be get it, if you're wondering between two shades, get the lighter shade because it will oxidize on you a little bit. In terms of wear time, as always, I told you that I always wear a primer. I told you that I always wear a primer with my foundation. It's just the way I like to wear my foundation. And so with my primer, it lasted on me about 11 hours before it started to fade, which was amazing. Like even in the area where I had some pimples or whatever, those oils didn't eat through the foundation until 10 hours in at least. And the primer that I'm using is the Meteorite from Guerlain. I did a review on it, I'll link it down below. So it's not even like supposed to be a long wearing, like it's not supposed to be a kind of primer that helps your makeup wear long, but what was I trying to get at? And so I don't think it's the primer that's helping it wear long. I definitely do think it's the foundation itself. I know it's 3-in-1, so it's supposed to be like a primer, foundation, and powder in one. Like I told you, I always prime my face because my face is so delicate. I like having a primer underneath it to help avoid breakouts, and I always powder my face because I wear my makeup 12 to 14 hours and I wear glasses, so I like to powder the areas of my face. So I do both those things with it. So for me, it's not really a 3-in-1, but it is a very beautiful high coverage foundation. I adore it. I would repurchase it. I would highly recommend it. It's $12.50 depending on the store you go to, and you can get coupons for CoverGirl and what have you, either ones when it's on sale or like coupons from the CoverGirl themselves or all that kind of good stuff. How many shades? 14 shades, and you get an ounce of product, which is, I've found, pretty standard. Almost every single foundation I've tested comes in an ounce of product. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I love it. I know Jackie from Jackie O, if you haven't seen her videos, you have to. I will link them down below, or her channel down below. She does not love this foundation. She says that the shades, she's quite fair, and so I think maybe if you're any fairer than I am, then you might not. So I'm about an NC25 for MAC, a 10 in the Chanel foundations, a 2 in the Urban Decay foundations, 12 in the Guerlain foundation. So yeah, I think if you're any fairer than me, this one is one of the fairest shades. And so if you're sort of Jackie's shade, you might have a hard time finding a match. And she has quite oily skin, and she finds that it's not suitable for her. I have about combo skin, so like the sides of my face are pretty normal in terms of like not oily, not dry, and my T-zone gets a little oily. But yeah, for me, I really liked it. I really loved it, actually. And it has earned a permanent status in my makeup collection. So those are my thoughts. As always, please leave your questions down below. My energy's off because I'm just not myself. We're gonna get back to ourselves. I think what happened when I fell, it was a couple different things. Like, I was A, obviously in pain, B, upset at losing something important to me, and C, there's a bunch of different things that have sort of been weighing on me recently. And I think when I fell and that shock and having something real to cry about, you guys know, like, you're running and you stop all of a sudden. I think everything just hit me at once. So, well, there's the sun. Yeah, so I think that's why I'm not quite myself. Anyways, I don't think I have anything else to say to you other than thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for sending me love and support when I most needed it. I'm going to do 3 points of positivity for sure today before leaving you. The first has definitely got to be, do you notice my lipstick? Guess what I found? Do you guys remember when I lost my Viva Glam Nicki 2 lipstick? It was gone. I couldn't find it. I was really, really upset. And then today, when I started filming, another reason I was off, when I'm off, I'm completely off. I like can't put my lipstick on properly. I drop brushes. So I dropped my brush and I sort of whipped back up to get it, and I'd sort of spilled a bunch of my lipsticks over. So I had to go back in and put them all back, organize them all back. And in the process of organizing them, I'd realized that my Nicki lipstick had like fallen behind a bunch of them. So I was so happy when I found it again, and I was like, yes, I didn't lose it. So that was definitely my first point of positivity. My second is the fact that, thank goodness, I am healthy. It was really no fun spending all those hours this morning. Me and doctors and all that kind of fun stuff. And, no. I don't enjoy it. I don't think anyone enjoys it, but you know, the pain was bad, and even with the icing I was scared, and my fingers had started to go numb, and that freaked me out. And so I was very grateful and feeling blessed when I left the doctor, and he told me that, you know, everything was fine, just to ice it and keep an eye on it. So I'm glad nothing is broken, nothing is fractured. Broken bones are no fun and take a very long time to heal. So I'm glad that I'm healthy and still in one piece. That's how that word ends. My third point of positivity is a very yummy protein smoothie. I didn't eat dinner last night because after my fall, all I wanted to do was get home and get into bed. I hadn't eaten all day because I sort of, as soon as I woke up, went to the clinic. And so after I left, and I realized that I'd had a lot of painkillers and really no food in my system, so I went to get a smoothie, and I thought high protein would be good. I needed some energy in my body. So even though you can't tell that there's a lot of energy, there was a little bit earlier when I went to get that smoothie, but it tasted like a milkshake, and it was great and soothing and just what I needed. Please let me know what's making you smile down below. I could use some sunshine today. And I think that's all I have to tell you, other than thank you again and love, sending you tons of love again. I will be back to my normal bubbly self. This will not stop us. Things come into our lives to test our strength and our resolve, and as my mom says, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and so I'm just gonna be stronger because of this. I'm gonna go before I ramble any more than this, and I just want to leave you, as always, with lots of love and by reminding you that life is just too short to wear boring lipstick. Bye guys!